It's 25 days into January and I'm just filming my first YouTube video. And to be honest, I don't even know if I can get this video out in January. 2025 was one of the hardest years I've ever had in my life. And it wasn't just the external things like family tragedy and financial instability that made it difficult. There was just a lot of inner turmoil that I had to deal with that made it really difficult and in fact probably miserable. Let's be honest, like 2026 is gonna suck because I didn't really make the progress I needed to in 2025 to have a really good 2026. And if I want a chance at having a really good 2027, I have to make some real changes this year. And making changes is hard and it sucks. I just hate making changes. I'm always wondering why I have to change at all. I don't know, I feel like today is one of those days where you just do everything right and nothing still works out. So I'm trying to find wins in my day and highlights for this video I'm supposed to put together, and they're just not good enough for me. In 2025, I set a lot of goals for myself and I would judge my progress based on how I achieved those goals. If I didn't make a certain number of videos, or if I didn't go to the gym a number of times, or if I didn't make a certain amount of money, I would be very angry at myself. I would tell myself that I'm not good enough, that I'm not strong enough, and all of these really mean things to myself for not achieving these goals. For example, in the workplace, in the past, all I ever wanted to do was to get a raise and a promotion. If I was a manager, I wanted to be a director. And every day that I wasn't a director, I was unhappy. And during performance review season, if I didn't get promoted, I would just get angry. I would get angry at the organization. I would get angry at myself. There would be a lot of resentment. But fast forward to today, I no longer say I want to be promoted. I definitely do. But that's not the reason that I work hard. Instead of working to say I want to become a director next year, I've now shifted my mindset to I just want to be the most approachable guy in the office. And that means my door is always open. I try to answer anyone who has a question at any level with the best of my ability. And if I'm not able to help that person, I want to help them so that they can succeed. And with this new mentality and this new shift in identity of I want to be a director versus I want to be the most approachable guy in the office, I'm actually a lot happier because as long as I know that I'm being approachable and people are coming to me for help, I feel like I'm doing a very good job. Whereas in the past, if I wasn't a director or a senior something, I always thought I was very bad at my job. That's the first thing that I want to change in 2026. The second thing that I want to do in 2026 is I actually want to write more. Not in the sense I want to write scripts more or I want to write a book. I simply just want to journal. Writing is something that I've always kind of been good at, kind of been proud at. I've always written letters to Jules and I've always journaled from here to there. But this year, I want to make a real habit of it. There was something that I read last year in The Truth by Neil Strauss. That book is fucking crazy. You should read it. But there is something in the book that he said that resonated with me. He said, every time the world feels really confusing and it feels really foggy and he doesn't know what he wants, he will write until the truth emerges. I know for myself, I sometimes feel the same way, whether I write with a pen or I type it out. After I write something, I have my thoughts on paper, I can read it. Sometimes it's nonsense, but sometimes it starts to make sense and I end up at a much better place than when I was before. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. Last time it was one sentence, TikTok, one sentence, TikTok, one sentence, Instagram. I was distracted the whole time, but at the end, I kind of got to a place that I never imagined where I wanted to be. I guess as cheesy as it sounds, when I'm confused and my mind is foggy and I don't know what I want to write until the truth emerges. But that's not even the cheesiest part of this video. The cheesiest part of this video is now. The third thing that I want to change in 2026 is that I want to love myself. You have no idea how weird it is for me to say I want to love myself. But if you know me as a person, you know that one of my strengths to a fault is that I am really really good at being a hater. I can hate so many things, it is not even funny. And I can funnel that hate as a strength to just motivate myself to do things that I normally wouldn't do. For example, when I was younger, I was really skinny. I hated how skinny I was. I funneled that hate into the gym and I became a stronger version of myself. However, I will say, when you use hate as a motivational fuel, I found that sometimes it is not the most sustainable form of inspiration or motivation. You have to remind yourself to what I said earlier about how I was always goal-oriented and not identity-oriented, meaning if I didn't achieve the body that I want, I was constantly unhappy. I was constantly telling myself I wasn't big enough. I was constantly telling myself I wasn't dedicated enough. I wasn't eating enough. I wasn't whatever, and it just, that hate became more hate. So instead of becoming this actual positive driving factor for me, that hate just became more hate, and worst of all, I started believing all of the hateful things that I started telling myself. Because for me, if I hate myself, I can use that to better myself. And if it's not working out, all I have to do is hate myself more and challenge myself more. You know, it's really crazy. And so fast forward today, I don't hate myself as much, and I'm actually very proud and happy of the body that I have. But I will admit, without that hate as a motivator, I am finding it very hard to go back to the gym consistently. And so that is one of the things that I want to change in 2026. I no longer want to do things because I hate myself and I want to change myself. If I go to the gym, I want to go because I love myself, because I know I'm going to be strengthening my body. I'm going to live longer and I'm going to be a happier person overall. I want to make these videos not because I hate my job, but I want to make these videos because I simply love making these videos. And so yeah, I guess that's my first video of 2026. These are the changes that I want to make. And now I hope in my next videos you see me becoming a better person due to these changes. I hope you learned something. I hope you go and create something and live a better day. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one.